This is dead in the night, and I can hear birds singing outside my window, which is very weird because this time of night is usually really, really quiet, and birds usually wake up in the morning. So I think it's very fascinating that they've decided to sing to me tonight. Well, I have been listening to one of my favorite songs for the last 1 hour, and the title is Ordinary People by Cobhams Asuku. It's one of my favorite songs still today. I think I heard the song 12 years ago, and I love it still today. So if you've not listened to it, you can go and find it. And my favorite idea in the song that has refused to leave me alone is that the most extraordinary people who ever lived were just ordinary people who did ordinary things. And these ordinary things they did were things they did earnestly and consistently. And the world looked at their lives, the world looked at their process and called them great. We have an idea of greatness that I'm not really familiar with, because it's not some future version of yourself that exists after you have finally done enough or achieved enough or made a certain amount of money or become enough. Because when you start chasing that, we forget how to just live the life that is right in front of us. Because ordinary people love, ordinary people make mistakes. And ordinary fathers protect and care for their children and their families. Ordinary mothers nurtures and raise children in ways so woven into our everyday lives that we almost stop seeing it. Ordinary mothers build, and the people they build go on to build the world. Ordinary carpenters would go to work every day with their tools and their skills and their knowledge passed down from someone who taught them. And they will create things that would outlast them. So we have this wooden stool in my house, and that wooden stool has been here before I was born, probably before my immediate older sister was born. And the stool still exists in the house. It's been more than 25, 26, 27 years. And the carpenter who probably made that would never remember that he did. But the stool plays like a very large role in my memory, because the first time we were ever relocating from the first house, I think I was 4 years old at the time. That was the stool I was given to carry as my own contribution to the moving. Now, carpenters would make things, they would make tables that families would gather around for generations, because he's not working for history, he's not working to create something ordinary. He's working because carpentry is his craft and his contribution. It's his quiet daily devotion, because work is worship unto God. And ordinary people would fail, ordinary people would fall in ways that might break something in them. And it takes some people years to recover, while some people get over it really fast. But regardless, they would get up and they would keep living, because being ordinary means you always have a duty, you always have something to do. You keep on going, you keep on moving. And ordinary people would laugh, ordinary people would fight with the people they love the most. They would find their way back to each other, they would repair what's broke and keep living. Now, I have heard people talk about the deceased. I have been to a funeral, and one thing I have learned from most of the statements I've heard, or most of the talks I've heard from people, or rather most of the speeches I've heard from people, things they love, things they hear, things they care about, it's not always the things that we consider great things. Someone might talk about how the late person always called her to make sure she was okay. The late person always did good things, said nice things to her. There is a woman who all she would remember about the man who died is that he always passed by her shop every day before going to work to greet her and to ask her how the family is. So these are ordinary things we do every day. The way you care about people, the way you love people, the way you do your duty, the way you live your life, the way you wake up every day and decide to just go again and decide to just be, to just do, to just be everything that you can be. And then when you do these things consistently and you do them earnestly and you do them with all your hearts, you become extraordinary by doing ordinary things with all your hearts. Because the same way the song I was listening to said, No ordinary child is going off to war. And there is no ordinary leader that is worth dying for. There is no ordinary mother that's crying herself to sleep, crying tears of pain. There is no ordinary father that is coming back home after 3 a.m. There is no ordinary person who takes joy in tearing the other person down, in destroying what it is that someone else has built. And I think we also need to let people be humans. We need to let them be ordinary. Ordinary people would laugh, would fight with the people they love the most. They would find their way back to each other. And ordinary people would repair what is broken, and they would keep living. And in all of this, they become extraordinary. The world is a museum, and ordinary people built every single thing in it. It's a museum filled with passion projects. The engineers who designed bridges and constructed them, the people who designed castles that have been around for over 2,000 years, 500, 1,000 years old. People woke up and they just did things passionately, but they did things regardless. If you trace every extraordinary thing that's happened, somewhere at the beginning was just an ordinary person who decided to do something, who said yes to working, who said yes to chasing his dream and his passion. So be ordinary, live simply and fully. Do the ordinary things with care, do the ordinary things with consistency, do the ordinary things with your whole heart. Fall and get up. You would have ups and downs, you would laugh, you would grieve, you would love, you would repair, but you would show up regardless. Because the extraordinary life is not waiting for you somewhere up ahead. You don't have to mutate. You don't have to become something unhuman before you can live extraordinary. The extraordinary life is already living in you. It's reflecting quietly in every ordinary thing that you do right now. So I think for me, the most extraordinary thing you can ever do is to live fully. Live your life to the fullest, live ordinarily, and live without apology. And that's the only way extraordinary things would come to be in you.